right, man. We are live.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
So we got Kitty 303, Art Besparkle, you, of course, Mr. Fulton Mraz, and Big Daddy H has chatted in there so far. Um, what are you having in the glass?
Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare. That's a good one.
Mm.
That's a good, decent pour.
Yep. Good to have on the shelf all the time. Like
Yep.
101. Got to have a good couple
I
of good turkeys on the shelf.
decided to. There's a ring
Oh,
light there. I got new studio lights. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. But 1792.
1792.
This is the single barrel. This is a North Carolina Bourbon Society pick. So that's what I've poured first. But we
Accidentally, Joey.
I got the new studio lights up.
It looks great.
So I hope it's good. I can't look up. If I look up just a little bit, I see spots for 10 minutes. These are some intense lights coming in here. All right, Joey's here from STD.
Yeah.
Welcome,
I
welcome. So yeah, I'm gonna
accidentally.
take a sip of this bourbon right quick.
There you go. Yeah, Joey accidentally snorted a little bourbon. It burns.
Mm. Oh yeah, no
Take
problem,
my head off.
Fulton. So new studio lights. I've got 12 spotlights over here. They're about 22 feet away,
LED?
so that they will angle straight in, and they are. I've got them mixed with 4,000 and 5,000 Kelvin. So the 5,000s are white, blue, white,
Mm,
and the other ones are a slightly warmer yellow.
okay. So it
And
don't
you can
wash you
see
out.
when I move my arms, you can barely see a shadow over there, but there's enough lights coming in different directions that shouldn't make shadows behind me.
Yep.
So
Well done.
yeah, that's the only thing. It's washing me out because I'm up closer for the lives, and I may have to go ahead and move back uh,
Mm,
to the normal spot back here to do
yeah.
the live streams because that I set this all up to do my normal video shoots.
Mm, okay.
So, but welcome back, man. So, how long
Thank
was
you.
your power out?
Oh, like 3 days, 3.5 days, something like that. No power, no internet.
Mm,
I did figure out how to hook up my generator to the. I got had it running for the fridge. I have both my
hmm
fridges running, and then I run a cord all the way up through the attic, and then into my heater, my air handler unit, and then wired that into the air handler unit so I could actually have some heat,
Right,
which worked out.
that's
Worked out pretty
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a little Yamaha generator. I hook it up. I have a cord running through the wall over here. There was a doorway over here, and I blocked it with a refrigerator.
Mm,
And what I did was I opened that door up, and then I took a drill bit and just made a tiny curve in the bottom corner of that door, and
mm.
then closed it on a extension cord.
Oh, there you go.
And the extension cord goes out, and then I can run plug it into the generator, and then it's a 3 outlet one on the inside.
There you
So
go.
I can take this refrigerator in here, which is smaller than the one in the kitchen,
Yep.
plug it into the generator, and then run an extension cord. And we have one of those, what do you call it? Uh, I call it a space shuttle couch. It's got all the stuff on it. It's a you, electric,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
motors and all that junk to recline and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with this. My face is just washed out on here, but
Well, you can turn
um,
up the. Can you tune the your lights at all?
I can tune this one. Let's see.
Yeah, maybe make the ring light a little more in the warm tones.
Is that a little better? Maybe.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
so.
know.
A little
All
bit.
right, I'll change it in a minute. But anyway, um, yeah, the but we power that so we can have internet, TV,
There you go.
because we use YouTube or UTV, so it's all internet based.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of power limbs and stuff and poles that came over. It fell down, so I didn't have internet at all. Even
hmm
if I powered it, I wouldn't have had any internet.
Oh wow, yeah, that's bad. So before I post this first hashtag, I got to apologize to y'all because this is a lot of, and I'm going to be clear when I post this. Now, if you're on a computer and you can copy and paste it, you're going to be in for a treat tonight because this is a lot of letters and numbers. So and if y'all don't know, Mr. Great Shot here drives a skid steer and clears land and all that type of stuff. So this is ruralstrongmedia.com's top 10 skid steers. And if you don't know what that is, Google it right quick. But I'm going to post this in here. Now, this is a Ray. It's an RSS 860W.
I ain't never heard of that one. I'm used to your normal name brand,
Yeah.
Case and
Well, this was
John
number
Deere
10 on the list. So
oh, there
you
you
don't
go.
you don't go that low with
No,
yours.
no, I got to get something decent, something that's going to hold up for some length of time, anyways. Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to meet up with Andy from 21090.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Let me cycle this thing.
He's supposed to be swinging down through Austin. I think maybe in a couple of weeks or something.
Oh yeah, and I'm coming a couple of months.
April,
yep.
I think. Yep.
March, April. So it'll be the last week of April, and then I'm going to work that week, but I'm going to work from my parents' house, and then once that week is done, then I'm going to take a week off. And my birthday is in first part of May the 4th. So okay. I'm going to take that entire week off, and that's when we're going to ramble down to Austin and all that.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be cool.
So I'll be down there.
Yeah, I'll still be here until end of June. Then I'm moving to the new house.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to hurry.
At least that's the plan. At least that's the plan anyway.
I want to see that swim pool in person.
Oh yeah. Well, the view is really nice from this swimming pool. I mean, you get downtown, the airport, Circuit of the Americas, Tito's Vodka, his whole place, his whole distillery over there. You can see all that from the pool.
Yeah, I was going to see what the temp is outside. It's 67 out now. It was up over 70 today here.
Yeah, here too. It started out in the 40s, but it warmed up to about 71-ish.
Yeah, and I went outside earlier, took the dogs around the house. Or no, I took the garbage cans down there because it's the day I have to do that. They pick it up tomorrow morning. But yeah, and I was like, I started to grab a jacket and I was like, whoa, it's warm out here. I've been working in my desk all day.
Yeah, I started out with like a flannel and a t-shirt, and then to wind up taking the flannel off and just wearing a t-shirt most of the day once it warmed up.
Yeah, I think I'm getting more definition. It's not just whited out anymore.
Yeah, it seems to be a little white, like right along your right through.
Yeah. Here, Well, when I first put these lights up, I put them right up here.
Mm-hmm.
Way too hot. I had to move them way back.
Well, that's going to help broadcast too if they're back further like they are, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're this wide back there. They spread out. It's 12 feet of lights, and it's 12 lights, so one light per foot back there. But yeah, but you have to get all of those different lights to get rid of all the shadows.
I got you.
So
yeah, meanwhile, I'm in my garage with one little kind of puck light in front of me.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I didn't do all this for the live streams. I did it for the regular shoots.
The regular videos.
Yeah. And I can play with the video on Adobe Premiere Pro and stuff when I do it that way. So
I think so, Fulton. I saw you won a medal for your basketball.
Oh yeah.
Hey Jeff.
So yeah, we do not have a guest tonight. That was the thing. We do not, and I'm going to try to line something out for next week. But it was your first week back. I know Groovy was here last week, and you were able.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that one. I could catch like every couple of minutes, and then the Wi-Fi, well, not the Wi-Fi, but the cell phone signal in the house was like 1 bar. So it
Oh
would
yeah.
play for a minute or so and then stop, and then, spinning thing of death. And then it would come back on and I'd be like 2 or 3 minutes behind.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, this is getting annoying.
I did get you on to put me in though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got that. I posted that one earlier. A lot of people got lots of entries. I mean, I think I forget. I think it was Hardsight got
I think,
45 or something. Yeah,
yeah, she won a couple of times, I think. And
four.
somebody
I
else
think
won a couple of times.
Jimmy won a
Maybe
couple times.
Sparkle, I think, got one once or twice.
Yep. Yeah. So we had some pretty good luck last week on getting some entries, and there's several people well over 100 entries now.
Nice.
So yeah, it's coming up. It's in March, first week of March. So I've got to get the stuff ordered, and I'm going to get Sparkle stuff out. When I order the nosing kit, I'm going to make two of them at the same time, but I'm not going to activate it. I'm going to send it
There you go.
like that, and I'm going to insure the crap out of it this time
Yeah.
because I can't keep throwing this stuff in the trash, man. And I think there's a problem in Arizona
Hmm.
at some center or something. They've got me pegged over there,
Dang.
and that's the only place I've ever had a problem with it.
Yeah. I need to check on that. I shipped a box to 21090
Hmm.
of some stuff from down here, and it was being real big delays and stuff like that because of weather and everything.
Hmm.
All the ice and the snow and all that stuff. It was being delayed, but they were supposed to get it yesterday, I think. So I don't know.
But yeah, this is
Hopefully,
the biggest hassle I've had since I started this stuff. I've been doing this for years, you know.
yeah.
And yeah, what's up, Jimmy LaCarry's here. Good evening.
Hey there,
And
Jimmy.
he got the hashtag in before time is up. We got about another minute on that. And like I said, I apologize. These all have letters and numbers in them, so I'll make sure I'm clear on what's what. But yeah, what I may have to do is next week with the studio is I may go ahead and back everything up and bring the camp. Just you won't see the whole studio. You'll just see right in here.
Okay.
And but that's the only reason I tried it this way is the first live stream since the lights have been up.
Mhm.
Is because I wanted to have the whole studio in view. But if it won't work that way, it won't work. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Like I said, maybe you can. You said you had different ones, different colors on the lights. Maybe you
Yeah,
want to
but
use. Can you dim a couple of the whiter light and just have
well,
the more warmer light,
I didn't get
or
a
are they
dimmer.
adjustable?
Well, they're and each light's not adjustable. They're either on or off.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they
Well.
are dimmable, but I don't have a dimmer. I
Mhm.
took so the company I got from, I can't hardly look up there. The company I got it from have an extension cord that goes or a plug that you wire in,
Mhm.
and it's really well made. I mean, CNSA Crush hadn't seen you in a while. All right, and so I and it's made really well. It's got the rings on the end, and you just take the certain screws loose and put them back, over the rings. Works really, really well. But I could get probably an inline dimmer to
Mhm.
plug in there, and then I could control the juice.
Yeah.
But the way they are now is it's full intensity or not. But if I start trying to turn them down, then it's going to darken everything back here.
Yep.
And if I try to, I don't want to move these lights. It took me several hours to walk through with a light meter up and down and then adjust this, adjust that, adjust this, adjust that until I got it where I wanted it
Mhm.
for the regular setup back here.
Yep.
So I'm just going to move back when I do it.
And then, so they're just what, six of the lights are the whiter lights, and then six of the warmer lights.
Warmer lights. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've installed a bunch of different puck lights before, and some of those have a little slider thing on them where you can adjust the warmth from straight bright bluish white to
Yep.
more of a like an incandescent looking.
Yeah, these don't have individual ones on them. But I need to present this screen now because my alarm went off. So we are going to spin this first one. Good luck, everybody, for 10 entries to the quarterly drawing. Lori is in the chat, or she's watching, but she's unable to post a chat. But the reason I brought it up is because that goes to her right there. Congratulations, but we're going to draw again. And
Hey there, Jerry. Cheers.
She had a tablet. Jeff Sly. All right, here we go.
There you go.
And there's the first one. All right, let the confetti die down and stop sharing and set this next one up. So, how long you been driving that skid steer around?
Oh, almost 3 years now.
Okay.
Between the skid steer and other stuff, different like excavators, mini excavators, big excavators, loaders, all that kind of stuff. Or tractor, bush hogging in the fields, things like that.
Right. All right. Here's the next one is a JCB 215.
Well, at least it's a short one.
Yeah. And there's no confusion about is that a 0 or an O?
Yeah. Yep. Dang.
I'm going to look through here. I can tell y'all all of the zeros are zeros. Yeah, they are. So, I mean, there'll be some O's in the names of stuff, but when I get to the all caps and everything, they're all zeros. So if you see an O, it's a 0.
Gotcha. My shoulder's still sore. I went to the VA yesterday and got my second shingles vaccination. Nobody wants shingles.
Yeah. I was gonna get my shingles vaccination when COVID hit. And then I didn't get it. Yeah, threw a wrench and everything. And then we were doing the boosters because they won't give you a shot for COVID or anything. They wouldn't give you one if you had taken any other. You had to wait a while.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't want to conflict anything with that. So I waited, and now here it is all this time later, and I need to go get it done.
Yeah, and they don't give them both to you at the same time. You got to get one, and then I think 6 weeks or something like that later, then you get the second one.
Yep, and it has to be within a certain time frame of the first one. That's why I didn't do it, because I didn't know when these things were coming out.
Maybe it's 6 months. I don't remember now. It's some time in between, but
right.
I don't remember the first one being this sore. Well, I woke up this morning like, oh, I can't move my arm.
Yeah.
Like, God, oh dang it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. The worst one, I think it was malaria shots that we got in the military when we went to Panama or whatever.
Oh, penicillin's the worst.
Oh yeah, that one's tough.
That's like a golf ball.
Yeah, you get one that's a lump in your butt.
That's the penicillin. It's like they injected a golf ball into your butt cheek, sore for days. You can't hardly bend over to tie your shoes or nothing, or your boots at the time. Man, that was rough. I got that in basic too.
But yeah, I've been poked so many times in the military, I don't even feel it anymore. All this little stuff.
Remember walking through the line and they had the little guns.
Dude, classic. What's up? But yeah, we'd walk through and they had one on each side. Pow, pow.
Yep. The old pneumatic ones just fill you full of all kinds of stuff. I still don't even know what half of that junk was.
Yep. Well, and I was talking with little Jay here the other day, and I was telling him, you can't tell me it wasn't something that the military gave me, because I never had a migraine headache in my life until after like 2 years into the military. And so I started getting migraines, and they kept intensifying when they would hit. Now, I didn't have them very often.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice a year. But man, when they would hit, I would be down for 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah.
and you couldn't even hardly. I mean, I couldn't even. I couldn't see well. Things, my vision was tunneled
Mm-hmm.
and all of that, and just sick as a dog. And then they lasted for about a year and a half or so after I got out of the military, and I knock on wood, have not had another one since then. That's been years.
That's good. I get
So
sinus headaches that are like a migraine.
yeah,
Where I wish somebody would just, give me the good left cross and, knock me the heck out because,
yep.
I can't bend over, I can't lay down, it's rough. It's just stupid rough. It's like your
Yeah.
migraines basically.
Hanakalani Creations is here.
Aloha.
Mm. All right. Yeah. 3 in
Yeah,
each
there you
arm
go,
and 1 in
Jerry.
each cheek. Yep. That's about the way it
Yep.
was. And then,
At least.
don't get tangled up with some dog or cat or something. Then they want to give you those rabies shots.
Ugh.
I've heard they're not as bad as they used to be,
Yeah. Well,
but
they
they
give them
used
in
to
you.
give you a session of shots like over and over and over again for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and they give it to you around your navel,
Mm-hmm.
and they would put the first one in up top, second one at the bottom, then like 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then they'd go back to in between,
Sheesh.
and they start doing in between, and man, you're on fire.
I bet.
I don't know how they do it now. I think it's just 3 shots or something now, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to take my dog in and get, I don't know, heartworm shot or something like that for her. There's
yeah,
always
we had a
something.
raccoon outside in front of our camper trailer. So campers pulled in toward our like garage door thing over
Mhm.
there to the side of it, and it's plugged into that building over there. And then we have a patio where we park our cars. It's an
Yeah.
open patio, but we have a garage door with a storage area over to the side.
Okay.
And then we had them carve out the hill over there and put a retaining wall in.
Okay.
And that's where I back the camper in, and then it plugs in. We have a plug over there that I string the cord over and plug the camper in.
Okay. Well,
So
like a.
it leaves a big space over there, and it's gravel. And the dogs went out there one night with my wife, and they were interested in something, and it was a raccoon injured,
Oh, poor thing.
and they, kind of. I mean, it hissed at them, but it didn't do anything to them. Maybe hit them with its paw or something.
Mhm.
But here come the sheriff, and here come everybody, and they had to test it for rabies and all this stuff, and then
Ah,
they had us on rabies alert. Like, oh, you're gonna have to get shots if this tests positive. Anyone in contact is gonna have to get the shots, and blah blah blah.
yeah.
And we took the dogs, and they got shots just as a precaution because one of them had a little tiny blood spot on its nose,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it was from that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know,
A little
and it
scratch.
didn't bite, but um, yeah, 21 abdominal shots. Wow, man, that's yes, and it's
Oof.
still that bad. But no, it came out negative. It was negative for rabies, so
No, that's good.
it was sick. I mean, the thing was sick with something
Yeah.
because normally they just run away or fight harder.
Yeah. Well, around here, most stuff don't stand a chance. Everybody seems to just run it over. If
Mhm.
it's a coon or if it's a possum or a dog or cat or whatever. Somebody hit a cow out here. I mean, how do you hit a cow going 45 miles an hour? Come on.
It's
Really?
not like, well, I guess they
They
can
killed it
be.
too, killed
Yeah,
the dang cow. I'm sure they totaled the dang vehicle. Now,
probably.
what'll mess you up is going like on the toll road, 80, 85, and then hitting a hog, wild hog.
Oh, frick.
Oh, it'll mess your car up in a heartbeat.
The only thing I hit was a coyote.
Mm,
It was in Texas. I was driving up the tollway between Cleburne and Fort Worth,
mm,
and yeah, I got up through there, and it was icy, snowed over,
yeah,
and I had the truck in 4-wheel drive, and I was just following the ruts,
yeah.
and there wasn't that many ruts because it's just Walmart trucks running up and down through there.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I was following those ruts. Up, let me spin and I'll finish this story.
All right.
Gotta keep up with this, man. Oh my
Yeah, don't get
goodness.
us behind now.
Well, good luck, everybody, on the 10 entries for the JCB.
Oh,
And we are going to
y'all don't forget
land
those
on up. That's plus 10. And then we're going to
for
spin
Sheba.
again. Yep.
Y'all don't forget those thumbs up now.
Yeah. She said she created a account, Lori, but it won't let her post anything for some reason. Big Daddy H. There we go.
Oh, there you go, Big Daddy. Yeah, true, Jerry. You know, at least we're not out in like Colorado where you're liable to hit an elk or something like that. You know, or
Mm-hmm.
Canada, or not Canada, would be Alaska or something like that, where you might have a moose run out in front of you.
Yeah. Well, Maine,
Sheesh.
you know,
Oh yeah, Maine,
they got the mooses.
the moosies. 80 Ford. Oh, Big Daddy said you hit a deer in his old 80 Ford.
I sure did. That thing got up and ran off though.
Yeah, I clipped one in the Suburban.
But that truck
bumped into him and chucked him off into the ditch, and I went over and checked on him, and he was still breathing. So when I came back by just a little bit later, he got up and he was gone. So it just must have just knocked him out.
That is 1050. That is 1050R.
Mustang 1050.
1050R.
Yeah,
So, yeah, when I hit that deer, we were hunting out at this one camp, and you had to go along a canal. Like there was a canal over on the left. You had to cross the bridge and take a left to go back to the camp.
Mhm.
And it was curvy through there, and there was a hill up to the right, and it was a drop off down to the canal over to the left. Of course, tree line all brushed over, right along the road. But it was a curve through there, and you're kind of going. You have to go up and kind of down a little hill, and you blind curve.
Yeah.
Came around, and the biggest freaking rack I've ever seen. Of course, the headlights were on it, so it looked impressive.
Well, then he was coming right at you too. So
no, he was sideways to me.
Yeah.
He was coming down that hill and jumping the road.
Ah, yeah.
And he had this winch and a big grill, the steel thing on the front of the truck.
Mm-hmm. Brush guard.
And boom! And I hit that thing. And of course, he was trying to go down the hill, and I hit him like on his hind end and knocked him out through there. Yeah. And he was just laying there. And I went to get out, and the sucker got up and just, phew, he was gone. Dang. So I was like, well, and then I got to the camp and we saw the little fur on there, or whatever. It wasn't blood on it. So I wasn't going that fast because you can't go fast around those curves. Oh, sure. Jack Daniel Torado is here. Hello. Hmm? And but anyway, what was I talking about before I so rudely interrupted myself? I said I'll get back to the story in a minute. And then I got off on the deer. No, I hit hit something. Some. Oh yeah. The coyote. Yeah. So, and I wasn't going that fast then either. I was probably going about 45, which it's 4-wheel drive. I'm tracking in ruts that big trucks left behind. And I couldn't probably turn out of those ruts if it would just pull the truck right back in them, know. And so I'm going down through there, and I see coyotes, and of course it's white. Everything is white, and I can see the silhouetted coyotes like really well. Yeah. And I saw a bunch of them, and they were coming out, and they had this concrete barrier, and they would come out and jump over the barrier. Mm-hmm. And I counted probably 6 or 7 of them. Dang. And as I'm driving along, I'm trying to look over to the other side of the road to see if I could see them going over. And all of a sudden, something caught my eye. And the last coyote, I named him Thwomp. He was a slow coyote. And just boom. And when I looked in my rear view mirror, he was on his side, tail toward me, sliding along that concrete barrier. I don't think he made it. Yeah. But it was, I wasn't going to be able to stop no matter what. Yeah. So.
Well, if you did stop, to check on him, he probably would have bit the shit out of him.
Oh, sure. I wasn't going to do that. But I meant like try to break to give him a chance to get by or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a chance. Yeah, he didn't have a chance. Nothing had a chance. Raven, how's it going?
Yeah, I accidentally killed a cat one time because I was just going down the road, and same sort of thing. It's kind of a little curvy road, but you could still go 55, and this cat just run right out and right underneath the car. He didn't like run out in front or anything like that. He run out just underneath the car. It was like thump thump. Like, well, sorry about you, buddy.
Yep.
I stopped, and the owner was there. I apologized for killing his cat, but there wasn't nothing I could have done. I
I
mean,
took out a mailbox trying to not hit a collie one day.
oh dang.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, yeah, don't swerve off the road. But yeah, there was a collie, and I was in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I was working for a company called Film Transit, or not Film Transit, Oak Factory Outlet. I used to work for Film Transit too a long time ago, but I was delivering furniture for Oak Factory Outlet, and I'm driving along, and I'm in a residential neighborhood, and I'm trying to read the numbers, and not all the mailboxes are the same. I mean, you have to, and all of a
Yep.
sudden, here comes this collie running across the yard with a freaking big old red bow on it.
Oh, sheesh.
I know what, how bad would that have been?
Yeah.
So the collie comes
Happy
running out, and
birthday.
I'm
Oh,
trying to stop, and my table's in the back. These
oh
are
no.
fine furniture. Start shifting,
Yep.
and I'm like, oh crap. So I let off the brake because I didn't want that, to crash. And I swerved, and I was trying to get back, and I clipped a mailbox with the front of the van,
Yeah.
and it bent the mailbox sideways.
Oh, well, yeah, you did knock it off the
Luckily,
post, so
yeah,
it's all
luckily
right.
though, it was the guy's mailbox that had the dog. So he was
Oh,
thankful I didn't hit the dog
yeah,
because it was
there you
like
go.
a birthday present for his daughter or something. And
Yeah, exactly. Sheesh. That'd have been
but
rough, man, if you killed you just give the dog to his little daughter or something, and you run him over. I'm like, oh, dang.
well, I know. Well, and like he told me I helped him catch the dog because I felt bad about hitting his mailbox. So I
Yeah.
went out there and we kind of wrangled the dog. And he said, he said the dog doesn't know the house yet. It doesn't, we just got it.
Yeah.
It's skittish. And I was, hey, no problem. But he had a harness on it. He said it had the harness on, but he went to clip the harness thing, and the dog ran out of his hand as he was trying to clip
Yeah.
the thing on, so the leash. And so here he come running with a leash in his hand.
Well,
Birthday dog, yeah.
yeah. Well, at least you didn't hit the dog.
Mm. But
That would
yeah,
have
I
been
was
rough.
probably going a little too fast in that neighborhood anyway with all that furniture back there. But
Mm.
yeah, I heard that stuff start sliding. I was like, oh, and I let off the brake. I clipped the mailbox and finally came to a stop down there. But yeah, yeah. And then here come the guy running right behind the dog. And I said, sorry about your mail. Oh, don't worry about that. I got to catch that dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was stories like that is common. Now,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I remember being in Montana. I think they changed the law, or they tried to change the law, but used to there was no speed limit in Montana.
Really?
Yeah, none. I mean, think about it. Montana's nothing but like Billings, Great Falls, and one other, Helena,
Yep.
really. And
Then you got
there are
fields.
hundreds of miles in between. I mean, it's like just straight road.
Yeah. Boring.
And so, yeah, they didn't have a speed limit for a long time. And then finally they put a speed limit in. And then because it was like required federal requirement or something for states to do it. But we used to, it made me think of it when I was talking about I was probably going too fast in that neighborhood. But man, we used to just fly down those roads. And the cops, if they stopped you, this is what they told us to do: keep $5 bills laying on your hood. And the
On your
cop will come
dash.
up, check your license. He'll walk back to his car. He will run your plates and all that. And if everything's good, he'll give it back, and you just hand him a $5 bill, and that's your fine.
Well, heck, that'll work.
Yep.
I'd be good with that all day long.
Yep. Payment on demand. But I
Yeah.
think whoa, man, we are hitting these so fast, man. I need to present my screen again. So,
Oh,
and these
spin
are
it
coming
up.
up quick. All right, good luck, everybody, for the 10 entries on the Mustang 1050R skid steer. Y'all can type these up. Fulton, all right. He got a medal and 10 entries to the wheel here. All right, let that confetti die down. I don't want to jip anybody out of their confetti.
Oh, dang.
Unless it lands on me. Then whacker. Have you heard of a whacker?
Mm-mm. A whacker.
This one has a dash in it.
No, I drive a Kubota now.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Kubota, John Deere, Bobcat. Um, what's the other one? Caterpillar or Cat.
Yep. Yeah, the
Weed
problem with
whacker.
trying to get ahead on these is you don't know the exact numbers
Yeah.
of the brand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the one that I drive, I think it's a SJ 75, something like that. I don't remember. But then there's a 95. There's also a 65, and
Uh-huh.
it's related to the horsepower basically.
Yeah, this one on this list is a 65, but it's got some letters in front of that 65.
Hmm. Yep. Oh, I've swapped
Mm.
fours now. I switched to an Irish.
Oh yeah, I'm about to finish this one. I went on ahead and pulled out few. This is distilled in. They do all their own distilling. It's Few Spirits in Evanston, Illinois.
Hmm.
Yeah, Few.
I've seen it.
Yep,
I've not tried it yet.
it's pretty good. It's 93 proof, so you're not going to get a whole kick. Yeah,
This is what I've
powers.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, the three swallow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's the
It's pretty
proof?
good.
What's the proof on
Uh,
that?
I think it's about 80.
That's about par for the course.
86.4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Um, the regular powers I haven't tried yet. The powers John's Lane I've tried, and
Mhm.
that one is really tasty.
Mm.
It's really good. But we don't say that on TV
Well, I bought another bottle
because
of Dalmore
people
12,
yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
because
I
me
like
and my
it.
wife like a sip of that every once in a while.
Hmm.
And I like it. It's 80 proof, and every once in a while I'll get in the mood and I'll just get off work and I'll go over and pour a Dalmore 12 and drink it.
There
That's
you
why I
go.
went ahead and got a whole other bottle because I was about to drink that one up. But I'm not a big Scotch drinker, but that one I do like.
Yeah. There's one that I like too. It's Aberlour.
Hmm.
It's an Aberlour 12. That's a really nice light unpeated Scotch.
Yep. Yep.
Um, I did skip off into a couple different peated Scotches recently, kind of messing with the palate a little bit just to try them out. And what did I get? A Lagavulin 16,
Hmm.
which it's pretty good. I mean, it's not it's not peat that will slap you upside the head, like Lafroig say, like a
Hmm.
Lafroig 10 or something like that. It's not that much peat. Now, because basically it's 16 years old, that mellows
Right.
down a little
It
bit over
mellows
that much
down.
time. So
Well, I
it's
have a
not.
Jura down there, 10-year,
Mm-hmm.
but it's made sort of like an Isla because Jura's
Hmm.
an island,
Yeah,
and then there's the Isla, and it's in between geographically. The
I
Isla
got you.
region and the Highland region and all that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of in between on the peat. It's
Hmm.
pretty lightly peated to start with.
I
So
got you. Oof. I like the Highland stuff mainly. Like Highland Park 12. That it's got a tinge of peat to it, but the peat is kind of it's got some heather notes like a flower. It's a
right,
little
right.
floral. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's cool. I've got a Macallan 16, no 12 or
A
whatever
12.
I have. It's a little
I've tried the
bottle.
I've tried the 12. I haven't tried any older expressions other than that. but those get pricey, kind of like like Springbank and some of the other ones. They get way up there, and I'm like,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not going to spend some kind of money on that unless I tried it first. I'm not gonna. My Scotch palate isn't that much. I'm a Kentucky boy, so
Yep.
I was raised with bourbon and that kind of stuff. But I'm delving off a little bit here and there into some Irish and a little Scotch and maybe in a little Japanese, some
Well, oh,
Hibiki.
and I love Hibiki.
Mm,
That single malt Japanese whiskey.
yeah,
And I
and it,
like. There's a couple of other ones I like. Japanese make some good whiskey over there.
yeah. Well, most
Very
of it
technical.
is tastes like a Scotch, but then they're so particular about their blending and stuff that it's really nice. It's
Yeah.
you'll catch really nice floral notes and you know it's
Yeah.
just
They
really
don't
nice.
do anything a little bit.
No,
Mm-mm.
they all in and they're gonna do the best they can do about it, which I can appreciate. I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
that's the way I like to do stuff. If I'm working on the skid steer, or if I'm a welder, or
Yep.
whatever I happen to be doing, I'm gonna do it to my best of my ability.
Yeah. I think though, some part of it gets lost. Like they are really really good with art type stuff, food,
Mhm.
presentation, because it's
Yeah.
such an acute attention to detail. Everything has to be perfect. Where they get lost a little, because I watch baseball. This baseball's big over there.
Yeah. Well, really.
Yeah, and that's where we get some Japanese players come over and play here
Mm.
sometimes. Not very many, but a few. And but they're so technical
Mm.
that they have to make sure their swings are perfect. There's no reaching out across the plate for a ball. It takes the passion out of it. It takes
Yeah.
that intuitiveness out of it.
I
And
got you.
so I don't think it translates well for baseball
No,
or
I
sports in
wouldn't think so.
general. But
Well, maybe golf.
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
now golf. There's some
there's
good
there
Japanese golfers.
yeah, there's quite a few good Japanese golfers, but
One thing I was really surprised at how good they were. A lot of them, and I'm talking not just the best of the best, but we would do those runs and stuff, and we would do charity races
mm,
in the military, and of course we just went out there and ran the 5K or whatever, and just to participate and make a crowd. But those Japanese would come on base, and they love coming on base any chance they got. And there would be like a pack of Japanese, and we would just let them go get up on the line, and we would hang back
yeah,
because when they took off, they're at full sprint all the way around the loop.
geez,
They were finishing that stuff quick.
no, back in the day I could do like a 5 minute mile, but not nowadays for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Japan won Olympic softball, so yeah. And I was talking about the pro league over there with
Yeah,
the
baseball.
baseball. And I'm not saying all of them are like that, but I think that's the regimented thing. They have to meet
Mm,
all of these things exact to get to the show over there,
mm,
and it just, by and large, there's not a lot of passion
yeah,
in it.
yeah, it's more technical.
Yeah, very technical.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, the Cubans really have a passion for baseball.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at South America. I mean, we got a ton of players from Cuba, South America, Central
Hmm.
America, playing on these teams. But I mean, a lot of people
Yeah,
come up like soccer. A lot of people don't keep up with
yeah,
it like they do baseball. And baseball, they made it all about statistics. So
yeah.
people know the stats, and the players, and the lineups, and who this. But I'm going to go ahead
Well,
and not. I'm going to get ahead of my alarm by a few seconds here,
nice.
and I am going to do this thing.
Spin it up.
And good luck, everybody, on the 10 entries. And we are landing on. Well, now this is
Oh,
getting silly. It
that's
lands
like
on me every time.
that's like three for you now.
Well,
Four
for Lori.
30. Dang, Jerry, you hauling butt.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Uh,
Jerry J. There we
there
go.
you go. Yeah, Jerry said he can do a four. 4 minute 30-second mile.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, for a 5'6" guy, he couldn't even stretch his legs out much. Well, he would have to get that kind of speed, but
That's full on sprint right
I
there.
mean, I'm a 6 foot guy,
That's
so
flat out run.
yeah, that's hauling butt right there now. Jeez.
Oh, I used to do it pretty good. I don't remember my times and all that, but again, this is a 160-0, not a capital O.
Oh, really? Okay. Dang, you was spanking them in boot camp.
Case. Now I know you've heard of this one.
Case, yeah, 160B. Yeah, it's usually a smaller wheeled vehicle, wheeled
Yeah,
skid steer.
I saw the pictures of them. They had pictures of them, and some of them look drastically different than the rest. And then
Those,
that Bobcat, it's the tiniest looking one.
yeah, Bobcat and Case. The older ones are you control the bucket. You know how you down this way and curl like that with the bucket. You do all that with your feet, and
Uh,
then your forward you got like two big joystick sort of things where you push forward, you go forward. If you go this way, you go left. You go this way, you go right.
right.
That sort of thing. Uh, the the one I'm using now, it's all joystick control. So your
Uh,
left hand makes you go forward, backward, side to side, spin, whatever, and then your right hand makes your bucket go up, down, and then lifts it up and down.
cool.
So it's a lot easier that way.
Oh yeah.
Plus, I got an enclosed cab now. Oh, in
Oh
Texas,
yeah. Yeah,
I,
you were saying yeah, I sent a picture and you sent a picture to me saying this is my view,
yeah.
and I was like that's a nice view because but yeah, air conditioned, heated,
Mm.
probably got the is it got Bluetooth in it? Is it gonna have speakers? Oh, headphones.
I wear these because they're noise canceling, and then
Yeah.
I can hear if somebody calls me, I can just go hello, and turn the machine down or whatever.
Yep.
Or I'm playing music all day long. I'm always listening to music. Either it's the one local station down here, Sun Radio, that plays. Um, they're pretty eclectic, and then they'll also play like local artists and stuff like that. That you're not going to hear on the regular radio stations. So they're pretty cool. So I'll play that or just music that I've got on my phone. Like I've got like I don't know thousands of songs on my phone. So I'll
Mhm.
just hit random and go on
There
and
you
play,
go.
and then just
I just haven't built a
do what I'm
playlist.
doing.
When I bought this car not too long ago, well, that's a long story, but I had almost a brand new car, and they gave me more for my car to trade
Yeah,
it
you
in
told me about that.
than
That's
I
a pretty
paid
good
for
deal
it. So,
right there.
yeah. So I went up there and I got that newer one, and way better gas mileage on it. I upgraded to the hybrid,
Yep.
but the hybrid actually has more power than you think because I had a 1.2 liter, I think it was, or 1.6 liter or something like that. This is a 2 liter
Mm.
turbo,
Okay. Nice.
and you can hit the power button and it disengages the battery stuff altogether,
Hmm.
and
I've heard
it'll pump.
that the battery electric motor stuff will actually haul butt pretty good. Like the
Oh yeah,
Teslas and things like that.
yeah. I used to have a pure electric car, but that's not practical in this day and age.
Mm.
I mean, it was fine for around town, and I could go to the airport and back in it and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I couldn't take a road trip.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it would take me, to go from here to California would take the rest of my life. Yeah.
Days. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you have to go
So,
like 200 or 300 miles, stop, spend a couple hours charging the thing back up, and then
yep.
it's I don't want one. Like if you I go to Colorado usually once a year for usually about a month or something like that, and I could not imagine being in Colorado stranded on the side of the road, stuck in some snow or something like that, and you just run out of battery.
Yeah.
Now I have no heat, I don't have nothing, I can't go nowhere. I'm
And
like,
once that
no.
battery gets so low, it shuts off everything because it's protecting its core computer
Yeah.
system. So it actually shuts you down when it still has battery life in it
Yeah.
because it's retaining all of those settings and stuff.
Well, and that's the thing too, is those batteries will catch on fire. I mean, they can, catch on fire and burn up big time,
Yep.
and then they'll produce like, hydrogen and stuff like that, which makes it even worse. But then, the thing is nobody looks at is, when the battery, they don't last forever. No battery lasts forever. So what's going to happen in say 10, 15, at the most 15 to 20 years when you're going to have to change all the batteries out in that car? How much
Oh
is
yeah.
that going to cost you?
Well, and somebody told me, they said, well, those batteries only last about 12 years. And I said, I won't have it that long.
Yeah, there you go. 5 to
That's
6 years traded in.
that's OPP, other people problem. But no, Jerry
Yes.
J, this one does not plug in. It is a battery assist hybrid. So some hybrids plug into the wall and you can recharge the batteries, but this has regenerative braking and all of that. And so it keeps the battery up there all the time.
Yeah, and the cold weather affects your batteries too.
Yep.
They don't hold as much of a charge. They don't put out as much power when they're colder. So, if you're into, like 30s or 20-degree
Mhm.
weather or something like that, your battery's not going to perform as well as it should. Like
Right.
it would down here in Texas, when it's, 90, 100 degrees or something.
Yeah, and climbing a hill. I mean, think about a tachometer. Your tack going up, your
Hmm.
RPMs are going up because it's pulling up the hill. Same thing. The battery meter jumps up and it's draining your battery more.
Yep.
So yeah, it'll do that. Like when I was out in San Francisco for a conference, I stayed at Oakland, and I had to get across the bridge over into San Fran to go
Hmm.
to the conference. Called a damn Uber, and the first thing I see is it's a damn electric car, and I'm like, and he's in San Francisco, and I was like, there ain't no way he's coming all the way to Oakland to pick me up. And
Dang.
I told the guy I was with, I said, this he's not going to come. Oh, he'll be here. I said, nah, he'll cancel. And but it took him forever to cancel so that someone else would pick it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I didn't ask for you.
Yeah.
You were, but they don't know. And I was talking to some Uber drivers, and they're like, we don't know what the fare is until we accept it.
Dang.
They hide it from them because they don't want them picking and choosing. Well, I don't want to,
Yeah, it makes sense.
go very far. Or I don't want to get stuck driving all the way to Seattle because they have to. It might be $800, but they're gonna have to do it if they accept it.
Yeah. I've never done that. It might be kind of interesting, but I just don't like driving that much. I've drove back and forth, like say from here to Kentucky and stuff like that, and where you're talking 12 hours, 13 hours, s- as one shot. It takes you 12 to
Mhm.
13 hours to get there, and I'm good for like 6 to 8, maybe 10, and then I'm like, I need to stop, have a nap, or something. I need to not be looking at the road for a half an hour or something. Anyways, just to relax.
Yeah, this car here has lane assist. It'll keep you in your lane. It has adaptive cruise control, so it'll brake and for the cars in front. You can kind of zone out in this car
Yeah,
behind the wheel,
yeah,
and
hit it
that
on
helps a
cruise
lot.
and yeah,
Yep. And the only thing it does is like if you let your mind wander and I start thinking about what shorts I want to create and my top 10 list for the next show, all of a sudden you get behind grandma and you look down and you don't even realize it because the car gradually slows down and keeps a
yeah,
distance. And then you
yeah,
look down and your cruise is set on 75 and you're going 52.
exactly.
And
Because you
then
got
you have
behind
to,
some
all
idiot.
right, get around this and go.
Yeah,
Oh, the one thing I
yeah,
was going to say about that Nissan Leaf, it would jump a 5.0 Mustang off the line
really.
because it was called instant torque.
Oh, because of the electric motor.
You slap that thing down, the car goes.
Yeah.
Now, I could only beat it for about 7 feet, and then boom, it's
Yeah. Yeah, and then
And then
that
it's
big
like,
V8's gonna kick in and gone.
whoa, and then
Yeah.
it fades away. Yeah, all right, I have to share this screen. And man, these 10 minutes
Driveway
are going by
colors.
quick tonight. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody, on the case, whatever the hell that number was. And don't land on me.
160B.
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Lacari, here we go. Let's
There
spread the
we
wealth
go.
around. All right, congratulations. And I will set up the next scrambled up bunch of numbers.
So where are we at now in the list? Number what?
We are at number 5.
Number 5. Okay, then.
Yep. So we're getting into the more common stuff here that I've even heard of.
Hey, Jerry J. I was working with this one crew for a while, and they twin turboed a GTR, Nissan GTR, and that thing would put out like 3,000 horsepower plus,
Mm.
stupid amounts of speed. And they set a new record with it from the standing start for a mile, and he went 200 and I forgot what it was, 250 something mile an hour in a mile.
Mm.
Twin turbo. It was
Oh yeah,
pieces of the car were flying off.
yeah.
It's
The
crazy.
fastest. What's the fastest you've ever gone on the ground? Now I'm not talking about an airplane, but
Oh, like about 180.
yeah, mine
Heck,
was.
I've had the Mercedes up to 120. Come on.
Yeah, the fastest I've ever gone was about. I think it was real close to 190, and I call it 189
Yeah,
because I didn't really have time to stare at the
yeah.
speedometer. So I'm flying down through there, and I'm on a sport bike. I'm on a GSXR,
Okay.
uh, and I am cooking. And we were on this closed road, and it was a camp road. So it went to an old campground with the cement picnic tables and a boat ramp and all
I
that.
got you. Yep.
But they had closed it down. Army Corps of Engineer had shut the park down or whatever. But you could still drive around the post on a motorcycle
Hmm.
and get in there. So we knew we weren't going to run into any traffic. And plus, there was
Yep.
on the right was a field like rice, corn, cotton, whatever they had
Yeah.
planted, and on the left was a high levee railroad track over here,
Okay.
and then beyond that was the highway.
Hmm.
So it was a mile long down between a field and a train track until you got to where the trees were, and they would get bigger and bigger as you're going. And that's where the park was. You would pull up in there, and they had another gate up to block you from in there.
Yep.
And I had that GSXR going, and I was just trying to, and I got up into the gears, and I was down, just twisted, and nothing but straight road, and I could see up the road, and then I saw this flash of dark, and I felt the front tire go boom like that,
Hmm.
and I let off the throttle, and the bike immediately starts slowing down, and I looked down, and it was at 185 when I looked down.
Okay.
So I glanced down at it, and it was at 185. And then I'm just holding on for dear life. I probably had white knuckles, and I probably my butt was probably gripping that seat as well.
Yep. Left
And
ridges in the seat.
yeah, and so, but I got slowed down, and I said, nope, not doing that no more.
Now, when I was in an Audi R8. We would do it was a quarter mile actually, and we would go. I think we went just a little over one, right at 180, 179, something like that in the quarter. But it was a rolling start, so
Yeah,
you rolled up, and then everybody rolled up, and then hammered it. Once
yeah,
the light went green, everybody hammered it, and then you run down the quarter.
yeah. We my bike, when I would quarter it, the front tire wouldn't touch the ground until I was in fourth gear.
Yeah.
It would be
But
it would raise up, and I would get it, just keep it about a foot and a half off the ground, and it would start to dip, and I'd hit the next gear, and it'd raise back
Mhm.
up, and I'd hit the next gear, and it'd raise back up, and I'd get it in fourth, and then let it
yeah,
go down.
yeah, yeah. My brother used to ride a bike like that over in Germany and Turkey and stuff like that. But when I was in Florida in the Air Force, I had a Honda, more of a touring bike kind of, so it wasn't a crotch rocket, which is fine with me. I didn't want that. It was uncomfortable.
Whoa. 1974 Firebird, 140 miles per hour. I know Big Daddy H was talking about he had a Mustang, and I was a baby, but he threw a rod in it or something back then, and it was the end of that Mustang. But I think he said he got it up to 120 or he was in a car with somebody that got it up to 120 or something. And that was about as fast. He said telephone poles were going by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was
My
fast
dad.
enough for him, I think.
There you go. Well, I mean, that was like my Mercedes. I was driving it, and I got it up to 120. It's an SUV though,
Mm.
all-wheel drive SUV, but diesel, turbo diesel. But it it would go more than that. I just didn't push it.
I got
It was,
clocked at what's up, Kathy Bates?
oh, Kathy.
Ooh, that
Hey
came
there,
on
Miss.
too fast to mute.
Hey there,
But
Miss Sexy Voice.
I got clocked at 132, I think it was, maybe
Ooh.
136. But um, you live in a place long enough, and I lived in Fort Worth, DFW area for 18 years, and
Yeah.
I was living off of Cooks Lane in Fort Worth, so I had to jump down on the interstate and go into Fort Worth to go to the hospital. And
Hey,
I,
Twisted.
I lived on the Fort Worth side, like I was on the line. Well, East Chase is like actually the line
Mm,
for Arlington and Fort Worth, and then
okay,
Cooks Lane is one exit on the Fort Worth side from East Chase.
I got you.
So I was coming up there, and I was taking the exit, and I was up, and there's no lights there, and I had my left signal on, and I see out of the, like I'm looking up ahead to make sure no one's coming, so I won't turn left in front of them, and all of a sudden this truck just flies by. He had come up the on ramp or the off ramp
Yeah.
and just airborned it to the on
Oh,
ramp again
jeez.
because the road was kind of crowded, and he was just getting in front, and he was going way fast, and he sideswiped some vehicles, and they were pulling over,
Oh,
and all I could
dang.
think was I need to get this license plate.
Yeah.
So I was in a Lexus and IS 300, and I jammed it down there, and I was just trying to get close enough to get that plate number, and that's all I had on my mind. And everyone's moving out of the way
Yeah.
because he's just scalding up through there and
Yeah.
running people off the road.
Oh,
And
jeez.
I'm so I've got a clear wake. I'm in his wake, and so he went right up on. There's an exit right before you get to downtown. You can
Mm,
you can peel off, and we were way over in the left lane, and I got close enough, and I got his plate number, and then he just peeled off and like almost didn't make the exit. And then I
dang.
let off, and when I was coming over the hill, there was a motorcycle cop sitting down there,
Yeah.
and he just flipped his lights on, and I got stopped. I just pulled up behind him, and he came back there, and I had my license out, and he said something. I said, I have a license plate number you need to write down.
Yeah.
And he said, give me your license. And I handed him my license, and he went back to his bike, and then he gets and he comes
Yeah, he gets
back
a
up there.
call.
And I told him, I said, I got the plate number from this truck. And he came back up there, and he said, Mr. Hawkins, don't ever do that again. He just flung my license into the car and ran and jumped on his bike and then went and
Yep. Yep. Hey, more important things than you, boy.
yep. Oh yeah, that blue Lexus. So I just eased on into work. Then I made some good time in those few miles.
There you go. Yeah, I still have a little bit of a problem keeping my foot out of it, but I'm usually 5 to 10 over whatever the posted speed limit is, unless it's like 45 or something like that. Then I'll do that.
All right.
But if it, the posted speed on the tollway over here is 80, so I usually go 85-ish, 86, something like that.
All right. Well, I had to share this screen out. So good luck, everybody, on these 10 entries to the wheel. And we got right after this next one, we are going to do everybody gets a trophy. Put me in. Kathy
Kathy Bates,
walks in and takes 10.
how about
There we
that?
go. I am not going to jinx this, so I'm not going to say anything right now, but I'll cover it later. But we have to get one more ready before the put me in. All right, let's see here. Everybody's going to know what brand this is.
I'm guessing Bobcat.
No, but you're going to know it as soon as I post it. And the picture of it was yellow and black.
Yep.
Yep.
Yellow.
Yep,
I
yellow
usually
and black
green.
is the commercial John Deere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
The big road stuff, like the Caterpillar looking things.
Mm-hmm.
They have a one that's yellow and black. It's mostly yellow with black writing on it, and it says
Yep.
John Deere on it. And then they, of course, the green and yellow.
Yep.
It's the and mostly farming and stuff is the green and yellow.
Yep. Yeah, John Deere makes a good machine. I've
Mm-hmm.
used quite a few of different ones of those. Mainly excavators and uh, front end loaders, things like that.
And I know mine is not a real John Deere, but I have a John Deere riding mower, but it's put together at a John Deere plant.
Yeah.
But it's got a Briggs and Stratton engine in it, and it's
Oh.
all that. But it's green and yellow. But I got it because it had the 30-second oil change thing in it.
There you go. Yeah, my riding mower is a Toro.
I do not know where they make those.
I don't know either. I've had to work on it. I've had to change a couple of valves in it and stuff like that occasionally.
Yeah, I don't
Only in
know.
Illinois. I don't know.
I know where. Well, no, you talking about the riding mower? Mine was made in Tennessee at a John Deere place in Tennessee.
Hmm.
It's just because they had
I
the
think I've been
sticker on
by
it.
that.
And what it was is they put it together in that factory.
Hmm.
And
Hey, Groovy.
what's up, Groovy? Popping in real quick.
Wifey birthday dinner. Oh,
Yep.
happy
Well,
birthday to the wife.
you made it in time for this spin, which is John Deere 316GR. And then also, if you're still here at 8 o'clock, we will do everybody gets a put me in.
Sorry I missed you, Groovy, but I didn't have anything. I didn't have power. I didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't have heat. I didn't have nothing when y'all went on. I
Oh, no.
barely had
And
any kind of cell signal.
I was going to say, Jerry J, that the Briggs and Stratton, that's my favorite lawnmower,
Yeah,
small motor.
it's a good motor.
Briggs and Stratton.
Yep.
But they made it specs for them. They just didn't want to make anything that small. They too busy making, $500,000 tractors.
Yeah.
And $1 million combines.
Yeah. Those things. I mean, I used to see that back in Kentucky all the time, big combines and stuff.
Oh man!
Of course,
And those
they
high
grew.
boys with you can put the
Mm-hmm.
arms out and has the big sprayer tanks underneath
Mm-hmm.
and all that.
Yep.
And man,
Yeah,
that's
spraying soybeans and stuff like that.
big old 4-wheel drive tractors. Huge.
Oh
And
yeah.
nowadays, I was talking to a farmer in Texas, and I was out driving a back road one day, and he was out there, and I kind of pulled up and had the window down. He said, "Hey, how's it going?" I told him, "Hey, we just moved in not too long ago up here and up the hill and blah blah blah." And I just got to talking to him about stuff, and the tractor. He said, "Watch this," and he said, "You got here just in time." And he said, "We're out here playing with this new toy,"
Oh.
and the tractor took off. and he said, "There's nobody driving it."
Oh, sheesh.
He says, "It's all GPS. It's going to
Yeah.
go down. It's going to turn. It's going to come back."
Yeah.
They didn't have
Yeah.
anything in the field at the time, but they were just testing out, make sure that it was going to
Yeah.
be
They get
calibrated correctly.
they've got that where you can hook up the GPS with everything with like dozers and a few other two or three other different pieces of equipment that I've been around. But oh, man, that would just be so boring. You know, I would not want to be operating that piece of machinery where you basically just go, okay, I'll turn here and then go this way, and then you hit the button and everything levels and does everything for you. There's
Right.
no, there's no feel for it or anything.
Oh,
Hey,
Gawani's
Guani.
here. What's up, man? But yeah, I think what the farmers are kind of getting to is they don't need, like, they have to have somebody drive it out there and get it started,
Hmm.
and that's it.
Yeah, but that's expensive though.
Oh,
To
it
get it
is. It's a lot of money for those.
with the satellite uplinking and stuff. That's what that basically is.
They put
Uh,
poles out. They marked their corners
hmm.
of their fields and stuff with these, and they look like flying saucers on a pole.
Yep.
And that thing triangulates or quadrilates between those things
Yep.
and stays right on.
I mean, I can understand it because you wind up with perfect rows, and then when you turn, you come back, you wind up with perfect rows. There's no odd spacing or anything else, so they wind up getting more, you know, productive
Hmm.
quality. So I can see it, but
Yeah,
you know, I still
I
like
mean,
the more hands-on thing myself.
yeah, and he said they weren't allowed to even. They had to be in the field to use the autopilot stuff.
Hmm.
They can't do it on the highway. So you have
Yeah.
to be in control of the vehicle, even on the gravel roads and the county roads and all that. And
Hmm.
then once you get to your property field and you get
Yep.
inside those posts and all, then you can turn the tractor loose and it'll do what you need it to do.
There you go. But still, that would be, I don't know, a little leery of it, anyways.
Well, and I would be for a while. It's like when I was doing the 3D printing and stuff. I wouldn't quit checking on it because I didn't want something to get 3 hours in and then start screwing up. And
Yeah. Shit goes sideways.
well, yeah, that's true, Jerry. You have to have a tech. And I was talking to the guy about that. I said, "Well, I'm in IT. If you ever."
Dang newfangled technology. Come on now.
But I worked for a boll weevil eradication program. It was the Arkansas boll weevil. It's ABWEP,
Mhm.
ABWEP,
That's
and that
short of
was when the
cotton, isn't
weevils
it?
were coming up from Central America, Mexico, and they were migrating through up
Hmm.
through Texas, Oklahoma, back down into Arkansas,
Yeah.
Louisiana, or Mississippi, Louisiana, and they were decimating the cotton crops.
Yep.
And so we started a federal program, and I was a tech guy, and I had to make sure the computers were all working and the central server was up, and all that type of stuff. But I got to work on where they were doing the GPS things for the airplanes, and the airplanes, the sprayers, they use GPS, and they would come down, and they would run out of spray, and they could go
Oops.
land, refill up, fly back out there, and it would line them exactly up right where they were, and it would start spraying right where it needed to. And then they
Yep.
could, I mean, that was just crazy. And we would watch the pilots because we could see, like, if they overlapped too much with the spray or left a gap, they would have to
Mm.
respray that strip.
Yeah.
And we didn't want too much overlap because the government was subsidizing the spray.
Mm. Okay.
So they had to watch and make sure they were spot on with their you don't want someone up there dancing to Crazy Train or something and leaving gaps.
Yeah. Yeah. It was impressive. I remember driving through Arkansas and stuff and watching the crop dusters, you know, swooping down, spraying the crops and stuff like that.
Hmm.
That's those guys have got some huge cojones. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
sheesh.
Well, just think about the old day before GPS.
Yeah.
Flaggers
Yeah.
out there and the spray, and they're getting sprayed. All right, we got to
Oh,
spin this thing. Yeah, drive the tractor, drive yourself back to the shop. I'm talking. That's some
jeez.
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Share this out. Good luck, everybody, on the John Deere. This is for 10 entries to the quarterly drawing.
Well, we've definitely advanced in the technology, that's for sure.
RB, check this
Oh,
out.
about time
Wow.
RB run one.
All right.
Yeah, I agree, Jerry. Crop dusting would be super fun. Just because you get to fly the plane and do all kinds of cool little banking and everything else, and that'd be super fun.
Well, and you get paid for it, and you don't have to
Yeah.
pay.
Oh yeah. Definitely got to get paid good money for that.
Oh, they get paid well.
Yeah, flying's fun. I mean, I've flown Cessnas and stuff like that, but not like a bi-wing or
Oh,
something that
gosh.
you can actually stress out and do a barrel roll or do a
Mhm.
loop or something like that. Well, I did fly the simulators in the Air Force, the F-16 and the F-4. I flew those.
All right, we are at this point. I've set up the next one, but it's start put me in.
RB is completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about though.
Yeah.
It's where you walk down the aisle and go.
Yep.
All right, let me see here. Put me in.
All right, I'm focused on this now.
Put me in, coach. Oh, there you go. I bet, Jerry. Yeah, flying underneath power lines and stuff like that, you got to know your altitude. You got to know what your elevation is, or you're gonna be hating it.
Uh-huh. Oh,
But
we've had stories of it.
I mean, that stuff it's more of a visual thing, you know.
Yeah.
Now, when I flew the simulator stuff in the Air Force, it was not so much a visual. It was all instruments, so you had to fly from the instruments. And I was having fun with it and doing barrel rolls and loop de loops and all kind of stuff like that. And the guy was, he was like, "Oh, well, that looks like fun." And I'm like, "Yeah." But he's like, "You need to land." I said, "Why?" He says, "You're about to run out of fuel. You've been on afterburner the whole time." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I was flying the F4 simulator at the time, and I brought it in, along the, made a big, loop. Your final basically made a big final loop, and came in on toward the flight line, and then
Hmm.
flared it out real nice, touched down the back two, and then dropped the front down. And he was impressed. He's like, "Dang, that's a fine landing right there," because you're going straight up, strictly instruments.
Right.
And I'm like, well, the
Yeah.
altimeter stuff was right, so I knew when to, flare it out and that kind of stuff. It's not that hard.
No, and I was getting my pilot's license at one time. It just got so expensive. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
and it was
and you
just
got to get so
way.
many hours in and everything else. So
Yeah, and getting the hours was fine, and because I was a student, I could rent a plane for $50 an hour, but that's not your fuel.
no, exactly.
So, and we still had to rent the plane for $50 an hour plus the fuel.
Yep.
And a lot of guys would get around it, but I wasn't qualified enough yet to pull a tow. But those guys in the later, like if I had gotten far enough along, I'm gonna be a hillbilly. But not, but if I had been far enough along in my licensing, I
Yeah.
could have pulled a banner,
Okay.
and they pay you, like the company covers all the cost,
Yeah.
and they'll say, "Hey, we want you to fly around for 4 hours
Yep.
in these times of the day or something," and
That'd
you
be
don't have to pay
fun.
for it, and you get flight
Yeah.
hours pulling
Exactly.
a big banner behind you that says
Yeah.
Jerry World or something on it.
Yeah. Or HEB or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't make no difference. That'd be fun. I see those flying around, like different events here, like Circuit of the Americas. They'll do that occasionally, but they
Yeah.
can't fly over Circuit of the Americas so much. They got to fly around it, and They have to watch it a little bit because Austin Bergstrom Airport is just over the hill from there.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
they
and I
can't
was doing.
encroach on their space because you got, commercial jets and stuff like that flying in all the time.
Yeah, I was sight flying, but I used the instruments, of course.
Hmm. Oh
But
yeah.
I wasn't becoming instrument qualified at the
Hmm.
time. To do that, they put blinders on you,
Yeah.
and you can't see. You have to only look at the instruments and trust that. But
Yeah.
I could, I could watch the instruments and all that, and then I could look out, because I was just sight flying.
Yep. It's fun. Flying
Oh,
is fun. Flying
yeah,
is
I
just
got
like
you.
driving, except you got up and down.
Yeah. So
That's
let
the
me
only
read these
difference.
names out right quick, make sure we got everybody. If I do not
All
call your
right.
name, I did not get you down. So please type it in one more time. I have RB, Gawani Ostinaco, Big Daddy H, Kitty 303, Kathy Bates, Mr. Great Shot, Art by Sparkle, Newfoundlander, Ingalls Family, Jerry J, Fulton Moraz, Tater Dom, Hanakalani Creations, and Jeff Sly. And I'm putting down Sheba B. And Lori, I know you're not doing the Sheba B account anymore, but for this drawing, I already have Sheba B in there a bunch.
Mm.
I'm not going to go switch all that back out. It'll just be for this last one, and then hopefully you can get your account going again, the Lori account, and then next drawing we can use that. Oh,
Oh,
heart
heart
sight.
sight.
There we go.
Yep. I agree,
That's why
Jerry.
I read them off because it's hard to catch all these
Well,
sometimes.
she just popped in there, but I agree, Jerry J. It's flying is fun. It really is. I got a buddy of mine back in Kentucky. He's got his own Cessna now. He got inherited it from his daddy, and
Very good.
there's
No,
fun. It's a great way to get around.
Jimmy Lucari.
Wouldn't you,
Got it.
Guani?
Okay, there we go. All right, let's see. Stop. Put me, and I'll put a couple in. Even after I type stop, put me in if it comes right on in. But we've got to get this next hashtag posted here,
Yes, sir.
and it's a Kubota
Well, that's what I'm driving. Well, that's the SSV 65. I'm driving a 75.
75. Well, and this list said,
75-2
yeah, this
is
list
what I'm
said for
driving.
your farm,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right?
a
So yeah,
65 would be all you'd need. I mean, you can move hay bales and stuff like that with a 65, no problem.
oh yeah, even the big jelly rolls.
Hmm. Yeah, I moved that with mine and feeding the horses, or the horses, the cows out here, and yeah, it's no problem whatsoever. Pick up a whole huge round hay bale, pick it up as high as I want to, and move it around.
Yeah, we were when we moved in out on the hill out there in Hill County. We called it the hill because you had to drive up a hill to get to our house. Then
Okay.
the highway out here curved and went up a hill, and it was level with us across the pasture, but
Okay.
it was downhill over. So we called it the hill. But we had a Yamaha Rhino and a tractor with a front end loader on it, which
Oh,
is nothing near as heavy as a skid steer,
yeah.
and it's higher from the ground too. But we went out and these guys were hauling hay and they had lost a big hay bale.
Mm.
And of course, when it hit, it unrolled part of the way and all that type of stuff. But we went down there and loaded it on the back of that Rhino, what was left of it, and brought it up because hay is expensive and we had to
Oh
feed,
yeah.
donkeys and llamas and stuff. So
Yep.
we went and got it because we left it out there for a day or two. They never came back. They weren't going to get it. They're like, whatever.
Yep. No counterbalance.
No, and we didn't have a counterbalance on that tractor either. We could have probably hooked an implement to the back of it or something to weight the back end down. But it's not like this is a regular old tractor, small front tires, big back tires. It's not like it's going to raise
Yep.
up too much, but it
Well,
raised up a little.
I've got a Kubota tractor that I use. And I've moved hay bales and stuff with it too, but the counterbalance is the bush hog on the back.
Yep.
That acts as a counterbalance to help move stuff around a little bit.
Yeah, and we could have done that, but
It's not
and we were
nearly as
trying to get down there because the road where that hay bale hit as they were starting up that hill. So it
Mhm.
stopped halfway up that hill right over there because it wasn't going to continue rolling uphill, and it just went off in the road ditch. Well, the road ditch was very narrow, and then there was a hill that sloped up. So we didn't have a lot of room down there to maneuver around, and we didn't want to hook too much of that tractor getting down there trying. And we went at night and got it, when the traffic died down.
Gotcha.
But and we had our lights on and shining, glare and all that. But
I'll be right back. I
sure,
gotta walk right around the corner and talk to a man about a horse.
there you go. Well,
I'll be
just
right
don't
back.
look at the gift horse in the mouth.
Oh, of course not. Can't do that.
Mm-mm. Oh man, yeah, we had some fun out there. That was a good times we had living out in the middle of nowhere. My wife, I mean, it was pros and cons. You live out there and you have to drive over 30 minutes to get to anything, and groceries was an hour over. If you wanted to go to a Costco or something, it was 2.5 hours to get there and back and all that type of stuff. So um, it was tough. And so when we moved here, we're really in town here, but there's of course in North Carolina there's a lot of wash drain areas and stuff, and they have the big tree laws where you're not supposed to cut down trees that unless they're dead or something. Only what you have to clear, and so it's rather rural anyway. But there's a grocery store less than or about a mile from my house, so that's convenient. But we get deer out here in the yard, lots of squirrels, raccoons, rabbits. I see all kind of stuff out here all the time. There was a baby deer came up my next door neighbor's yard because across the street out the front of the house, this is our front of the house over this way.
Yep.
There's houses on the other side of the road over there, but then behind them, there's a big slough. I call it a slough. It's where drain water comes down and goes and then goes behind this neighborhood up the road over here and ends up going down to this huge ridge canal, whatever, in there. And that drains all the water out. And it has to really, really, if it rains really hard, it will back up. And it'll get over that road, but I've only seen it once since I've been here, and I've been here coming up on 6 years now. So
Yeah, I like more rural living myself, I can where I'm at right now, I can see downtown Austin, but I'm not in downtown Austin. I don't have
right
to deal with all the traffic and all that BS so much. So it's
now,
nice.
we liked living out on there. Like I could take a shotgun 22. I could take my 9mm and just set up a target
Oh yeah.
range on my own property and shoot. I could,
Yeah.
whatever I wanted to
I can do
do.
the
I could
same thing
build
here.
fires, do
And
whatever
I
I
do.
wanted. I
Yep.
didn't have city ordinance.
Yep. I'm on like a the spot that I'm on right now is like 180 acres, and then next door to me, there's another 150 acres, and I've got hunting privileges on both of them. So
Hmm.
basically, over say 300 acres, basically, I can do whatever I want to. I can go down by the pond and set up a target range and shoot pistols or rifles or whatever, and
Yep.
it's nice. But I can still see downtown. It's not
Yeah.
that far away from downtown.
Yeah, it's way over there, but you can see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you're just south of Austin, correct?
Yeah, just slightly south and east.
So when you're looking at the pool or looking
Hmm.
across the backyard, and Austin's kind of left over there just a little bit
Just a
downtown,
smidge to the right.
or to the
Just a little
right,
bit to the right.
whichever way.
Yeah, it's a little north from where I'm at.
Oh, north. That's what I was going to say. What direction is that?
Yeah,
So
Austin
yeah,
is
it's
a little bit north and east of me.
okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell when
No,
when
so I
you're
mean north, northwest. Austin's
west.
a little
Okay,
bit northwest of me.
north and toward California.
Yeah.
That's the way I always know which way to go. It's either
Yep.
north and
Because
toward.
the sun rises that way, to the right of me.
Mhm.
Sun rises over there and then sets in the
And
west.
sets
So
in the
yeah,
west. Yep.
yeah. So it's Austin's just a little bit northwest of me. The airport is basically due north.
Yeah.
About as a crow
Oh, here we
flies,
go.
probably 15 miles at the most.
Yeah. All right. Sharing the screen. Here we go. Boom. And good luck, everybody, on this 10 entries to the wheel. We have one more after this, and then it's for the 20 for the number one pick of the night. Is where to RB
Oh,
won again. Okay.
that's two
So
for RB.
that's two. Now, if RB hits again, I will give RB the entries, but I will also draw again. So on a third time someone wins, I also spin again to make sure other people have ample opportunity to get on the wheel. You get two, and then, like I said, I do write down plus 10 on a previous win. So please keep entering. And this may come as a shock to some people. I know I was talking to somebody. The reason I say this, I saw them write the name down on a piece of paper one time, and they put an R in there. But it is caterpillar, not
Okay.
caterpillar.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
country bumpkins.
they just call it cat.
Yeah, caterpillar. Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't look right. CATE.
let me look it up. I wrote it down, Ron.
I thought it was CATT.
Oh, it is an R. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is an R. Hey, guess what though?
Huh?
Guess what? That's what it is. I'm not
Yep.
changing it. So that's what it is for tonight. Doesn't
You
matter.
just spell it wrong and we
No,
go on about it.
they left they put an R in there somewhere that wasn't supposed to be there, but it's supposed to be caterpillar, and it is I wrote it caterpillar. So Fulton, you
spelled it
gotta
wrong.
spell it wrong to
Yep.
make it right. Yeah,
Catter.
I should have just put
All
cat.
Newfoundlanders spelled it wrong too.
Well, they're spelling it right, but it's spelled
Yeah.
wrong for what I put. I was in a hurry. You have to spell it wrong to enter it right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Kind of cut and paste. But I don't have that ability.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm on an iPad. Copy and paste.
I remember what they put. They put caterpillar or something like that, or caterpillar or something. I forget what they put. But anyway, I spelled it wrong. But this is that you got to spell it wrong to get it right. And I got to go look now on that website because I usually write down exactly what they put. And I am looking at the site now.
Probably Newfoundlander.
No, I missed the R. They put it in there. Okay. So.
Yeah, well, no worries.
Yep. Now I missed an R. So there you go. And that may be auto-correcting too. Because Fulton put it in wrong again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? No, I
it?
can't do that for all the people that copied and pasted. I started to say I'd put it in again, but no, I'm not going to do that. I think it is auto-correcting on some phones and stuff.
Yeah.
I was in a hurry when I wrote it down.
Oh, my phone, it does all that stuff too, which sometimes is a plus, because I can't spell for shit. But
I'm
sometimes
usually spot on with my spelling, but I'm a
not me.
grammar nerd.
I can look at it. I can look at the word and say, "Oh, that's spelled wrong" or whatever. But actually, how to correct it to make it spelled right, I don't know.
Let me tell you something that threw me off. I do a crap ton of crossword puzzles.
Yeah.
And trust me, it is. If you're off on that,
Yeah.
you throw the whole grid off.
Yep.
How do you spell didgeridoo?
I don't know how to spell it, but I can play one. I don't know how to spell it though.
All right. I hope everybody got their entries in because we got to share this out.
It's like Klingon. Yeah. Right. Sparkle. Yeah.
And I
I
tried it, and I thought I'd spelled it right.
I
All right.
don't
Good
care.
luck, everybody.
Dang
I
right,
thought
Tom.
I'd spelled it right, and I knew it had a DGER in it, but I don't know what I was doing wrong. Kitty
Yeah.
303. There we
There you
go.
go. A new winner.
Now we are going to set up the number one of the night worth 20 entries to the drawing. Congratulations, Kitty 303, on that win. I'm glad the wealth has been spread around tonight.
Yep.
And
Of
that's
course
what
it
I
is,
was going to
Kawani.
say earlier. Yes. Now I know I spelled Bobcat right.
Oh, I can't hardly spell that one wrong. I mean, hell,
I didn't even capitalize it either.
I can't even spell, but I can spell Bobcat. A good machine.
Now, this is the one you want to win right here. Bobcat
Mhm.
S70.
Bobcat at 70. Nice little
Because
small
this is worth
machine.
20 entries to the wheel. But we had, I got to fix that G. It looks like Jeff Slish, Jeff Sly,
Jeff
Big
Sly.
Daddy H, Fulton, Mraz, Jerry J, Jimmy Lacari, Kathy Bates. Then RB broke the mold there and won twice. And then we had Kitty
Hmm.
303. So we have had a broad array
And that's good.
of winners tonight.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like it when that happens.
But this is the big one here, worth 20.
Yep, it's for 20, right?
It's for 20.
All right then.
Number one pick's always worth 20, and we'll spin it here in just a little bit. But no, man, time has flown by tonight.
For
It
sure.
really has. We have had some great conversation. We've gotten into some good stuff, and all of a sudden, it was like my alarm doesn't normally go off this much on me. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm kind of glancing up, but I think
Yeah.
too when we have a guest on, it's not just you and I,
Yes.
and you can engage them a little bit, and I can look at the clock and watch
I
things.
I try to get a word in edgewise.
I'm a talker. I'm a talker. I know that.
You're more so of a talker than I am. I'm not much of a talker.
Yeah, I was going to have you tell some story about something, but I got a million of them.
Yeah.
But
Oh, right
no,
now, I mean, I'm just I've been working on this one piece of land where it had some old catfish ponds on it, and that's what we're doing now is we're getting rid of those. We're knocking the banks off, but the banks have been there for so long that they've grown up with mesquite trees and
mm,
uh hackberry and stuff like that that are like this big around mesquite trees. So you're talking probably down here in Texas, you're probably talking 20-year, 30-year old trees. So we're having to knock that stuff off, and then I'm grabbing a hold of that with a skid steer with a grapple bucket, picking that stuff up, and then packing it over and making a windrow of trees so that I can
right.
burn up later.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I'm doing that, and then you seen the dozer that was in front of me, uh, that I sent you that one picture,
Right.
and it's a big old D6, so he's pushing the dirt around, knocking the banks and stuff off, and smoothing everything back out. And we're cleaning it up. It's coming
Yeah.
along and looking good.
That gets heavy too with all those roots in the dirt and all that.
Oh yeah, yeah. But with that big machine, he can just knock he can use the edge of the blade and just knock the big tree stump out. He can dig it out pretty easily, compared to
Hmm.
what I could do. And he's knocking that out and rolling it over, and then I'll grab a hold of it, pick it up, and then shake all the dirt out of it, and then I'll throw it on the pile of the wood piles. That way I can burn it up later.
So you have a heavy enough of machine. You can shake it and it doesn't
Oh
knock your
yeah.
eye teeth out.
Yeah, I can pick up a tree, 8, 10 inches easy. I can pick up
Yeah.
the whole tree and then shake all the dirt off of the roots and stuff. Then I can throw that whole tree on the pile, and then I can come back later and I'm gonna set probably Monday. I'm gonna start some fires.
Yeah.
Start some big windrows going on. Burning all that stuff up. And then once all that burns down, then we'll smooth that out a little bit and it'll be back to good. And well,
Yeah,
by springtime, I'll have some nice, good hay and everything like that grown in it that I can bale up and feed the cows.
heck yeah. Plant that improved pasture hay out there. But the alfalfa is the one that's grows pretty well. Um,
Well, Mark, with down here, I don't know. We can't. Mark Emmernecker's, who was it? Somebody was saying something about grow some alfalfa. I can't grow alfalfa down here in Texas. I don't think. They'll grow like coastal
mhm.
hay, and there's a couple other ones that they'll grow down here. That grows really good, and then when you bale it up, it makes really good bale and really
Yeah.
good nutritional for the cows and stuff like that.
Well, we had a good hay pasture out front, but it was only a couple of acres out. Well, maybe 1 acre out front that
Hmm.
we could have done, so we didn't worry about. We just cut it with the brush hog.
Yeah.
But once we got the donkeys in there, they kept it ate
Oh
down
yeah,
anyway.
they'll keep it
But
mowed down.
that was they called it improved pasture, and that was coastal mixed with a couple other things. That
I
was
got you.
yeah, it was
Coastal and
nice.
hay
They liked it.
grazer, and there's another one that they plant down here that it's got real wide leaves on it. I don't remember. They have to actually plant that every year,
Mm,
and the cows love it because it's got a little bit bigger stem to it.
mhm,
Kind of like pinky sized stem. And if you actually grabbed a hold of that and put it in your mouth and chewed on it a little bit, it's kind of sweet, kind of
mm,
like sorghum
yeah,
or grain sorghum. It's kind
you're
of got
right.
that little bit of sweetness to it, and so the cows just love it, and it's really good for them.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me share this thing here. I'll do about another minute. I'm gonna share it out, and this will be for the 20, and then we can wrap this up for the night. But man, it's been fun. I know we had a big pile brush and stuff when we bought that property out there, and Dad and I spent over a week or so, well, a couple of weeks, I think it was, burning
Oh,
that.
easy.
Oh yeah, just kept, and we kept pushing it back over, push it back over. There was a bobcat living in it though.
There you go. Oh, I'll tell you a trick that I figured out as far as burning stuff like that. When you get a big old brush pile, get it all piled up, burn it, and then when it gets down to like the big chunks of stuff that's burning, push all that in together, and then dig around it, and then put dirt over the top of the whole pile.
Oh, and
So
that'll
you you,
ash it
you
down.
snuff the
Yeah.
whole thing. You seal the whole pile in the dirt, and then it sits there and smolders for like a week or almost 2 weeks, and everything burns down to ash. It's awesome.
All right, so we are going to share this
Yeah,
screen,
Bermuda grass.
and Gawani is calling it. That Gawani's
All right.
going to
We'll see
win.
if Guani wins this time. Come on,
All right,
spin it up.
Bobcat S70. Here we go for
Here we
20
go.
entries to the quarterly drawing.
I'm
Drum
expecting to
roll.
see Guani win this time. Maybe.
Gawani!
Oh, how about that? He called it. He called it. Nice one, Guani.
All right, so we spreaded the wealth around, and we have had a good night here.
Yes, sir.
This has been fun, and I'm glad you're back because
Yeah.
this is a struggle up here by yourself. And I only drank 2 glasses of bourbon. I'm gonna have to get to it after this.
I'm on my third one there.
Yeah, I know. I was slacking. Well, more talking tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
And I said a long time ago, I'm very conscientious of dead air. We can't
Yeah.
have dead air. So anytime I hear a pause, I just jump in
Yep.
and start talking about something. And so, yeah, we can't. And that's one of the reasons I kind of keep the thing moving, kind of keep it going.
Yep.
And but yeah, it was yeah, I hope the entertainment value was up. I did create a new short that got a lot of views. Posted it, I think, yesterday. I got a couple hundred. Well, I'd say a lot. It got a couple, like almost 300 views or something so far. So
Wow. Dang, I
picked
hadn't
up
seen it yet.
a
I saw
couple of.
your last one. I saw that one.
Yeah, it doesn't alert
The shorts.
subscribers.
Yeah.
So it's a short, and so it just goes out. Crazy Ann, how's it going?
Oh, crazy Ann. Hey, girl.
been in the background.
Oh, she been lurking.
Yeah. But I am going to have to do my light meter and move myself. See how my face doesn't look washed out anymore?
Yes.
And I'm not even, I need to go back even further. This is the front edge of the table. So I would actually be on back and I won't
Yeah.
look as washed out as I do up here.
Oh, I meant to comment you on your sign on your back right, the Bourbon Bounty sign up there. Looks
Oh,
great
yeah,
now.
yeah. The one that one
Yep.
I painted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
When you blacked around the letters and stuff, it looks perfect now. It
bang.
looks great.
Yeah. And I trained a couple of lights on it from across over here.
Uh-huh.
So it really makes it pop now. So,
Yep. Yeah, it looks
yeah,
really good.
I'm happy with it. I know I'm so happy that I can just flip a switch and my studio lights up. Oh, you
There
don't
you
know how
go.
happy that makes me.
Yep. Now we just need to hook you into a dimmer so you can dim the
Well,
brighter
actually, I've got it
ones
right
just
for
a
back here.
smidge. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, true.
Yeah. So I'm just going to move my live streams back. You just won't see the whole thing anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. No worries.
Yeah. So that'll just be how we do it from now on. I tried to sit out here like I normally do, but I'm going to have to move back.
Yeah.
Too hot coming in hot. All right, guys,
She's
hope
hot.
everybody have fun. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Be safe and drink more bourbon.
There you go.